boring is better. So the more boring a business is, a lot of times that makes it super steady. So it could be something that's an essential demand. It can be repeat customers. It can be fragmented markets. Bottom line is these are needs, they're not wants. Welcome to the Hire Yourself Podcast, the show for senior level executives who are done renting their income and are ready to take control of their future. My name is Pete Gilfillan. I spent decades in the corporate America before hiring myself, becoming an entrepreneur, best-selling author, and a franchise consultant. Now I help others stop relying on one paycheck, one job, and one boardroom decision. If you're ready to take control of your destiny, to build wealth, and to live life on your own terms, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Hire Yourself Podcast. My name is Pete Gilfillan, and today's episode, we're just going to cut through all the hype. We're going to talk about the super steady Eddy franchise industries. These are industries, whether we're in a recession, whether we're in a pandemic, they are predictable, man. They are needs, they are not wants. And so when we talk about steady Eddy, there are 6 industries that I think about that are just kind of steady Eddy. They're always going to be there. They're predictable. They're not overly sexy, but they're sexy when we talk about what they do and how they can help people. So the first one is home services. So home services is a very steady Eddy space or industry because if my HVAC system goes down, bottom line is I need it fixed. Or if my plumbing, my pipes freeze, I need those fixed. And that might be also, I got a leak in my roof, I've got to get it fixed. So anytime we talk about kind of those services that I absolutely need at my house, those are steady Eddy franchise concepts. So that's one great industry. Another one is, and this is a growing and booming industry, is senior care. You see, as the population gets older, what is it, like 10,000 people a day turn 65 years old. And as we get older, bottom line is that we just need extra help. And not everybody can afford to go into an assisted living place. And so maybe they want to stay in their place and they need extra assistance. And that's why when we talk about senior care, it tends to be a steady Eddy industry because people are going to continue to grow. They're going to need help. And so franchises that play in this space of going into somebody's home and providing non-essential services, just like helping my mom take a bath or helping my mom go get her prescriptions or helping my mom cook a little meal or clean up around the house or just companionship. And it could be light medical, helping my mom take her medication, stuff like that. So when we talk about that senior care, it's an industry that will be steady Eddy. People are going to continue to get old. They're going to continue to need help. The third steady Eddy industry, and we've talked about this before in our podcast, is pets and all the services around it. You know, bottom line is that there are more dogs than kids under the age 18. And this is pretty significant. This is a trend. And people are treating their pets, their dogs and cats, like kids, and they're willing to spend money on them. And this could be, for lack of better terms, grooming. This could be training. This could be daycare. This could be a service where they come to my house and walk my dogs. It could be a place where it's a resort where my dog can stay when I go out of town and pay $75 or $100 a night, if you can believe it or not, for my dog to stay in a resort. So we're always going to see that people are going to spend money on their kids and their pets. And another really steady Eddy, sexy industry is health and wellness. And this isn't about fads. This is really about this idea is that people want to continue to improve their wellness, improve their health span. And so this could be things around stretching. It could be recovery. It could be weight loss. It could be wellness, any type of services. We're going to see that the aging population or any generation, for lack of better terms, are going to spend money on their health and wellness. And so we see a lot around this space from people wanting to spend money. So I certainly call that a steady Eddy industry. Now, also, when we talk about steady Eddy, when we have something bad happen in our home or business, we have a flood, we have a fire, we have mold, we have sewage backup. Well, bottom line is that stuff has to be taken out of my house or out of my business so I can get my family back into my house or get my business back and up and running. So when we talk about a steady industry, restoration is certainly one of those that will always be there. It's a big industry. It will be there for sure. And when we see all these, for lack of better terms, climate changes, all these events that are happening, that is all going to impact and be there for the restoration industry to help people get back on their feet. Another steady Eddy industry is essential B2B services. So think of that parking lot, that office building. Well, bottom line is that you have to maintain that parking lot. And oh, by the way, that office building has to be clean. So they have to have some services. And oh, by the way, the lawn has to be mowed. We can also look at other B2B essential services like my employees have to be paid. There's payroll services, or I have to do HR compliance, or it could be signage. So when we talk about the B2B services, this is certainly a steady Eddy, recession-resistant industry. Bottom line is these are needs, they're not wants. And when we talk about kind of steady Eddy and the super sexy space, you know what? I'll give you a bonus. And this is one that it's not an industry, but boring is better. So the more boring a business is, a lot of times that makes it super steady. So it could be something that's an essential demand. It can be repeat customers. It can be fragmented markets, but anything, let's say it is a porta potty business. There's nothing sexy about porta potty businesses unless you're having an event and somebody needs to use a restroom. That's pretty gosh darn sexy. It's essential. So bottom line is essential services. Maybe it's not an industry, but it certainly is sexy. So at the end of the day, what we want to look for is steady Eddy industries, that they're not exciting, but there's demand out there. It's repeatable business from that standpoint. Whether we have a recession, we have a pandemic, just bottom line is as things change, AI isn't going to replace steady Eddy industries. So if you're an executive, maybe you're just kind of sick of the corporate world and you want to learn about franchise opportunities, I'm here for you. Schedule a 15-minute call. I can learn a little bit more about you. I can tell you about what I do as a franchise consultant and how it can help you explore franchise business opportunities. I always encourage you to subscribe, follow my content. I am here for you.